Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to start in just a moment. Let me see if I can get this going here. Okay, it's a little better. Here it comes. Okay. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum. All right, good. Starting in just a moment. Okay, it's 1:30. We're going to go ahead and get started. Greetings, everyone. Sorry for the short notice on the Zoom. Pardon me. But I wanted to go ahead and get going. Going forward, we will have our Zoom sessions on Sunday, actually preceding the week, so that I will give you an overview of what's coming, and we'll be able to have that Zoom so that you know what the week ahead will hold for you a little bit, in addition to giving you a little bit more time to watch the recording if indeed you are not able to join the class live in the live Zoom room, which has been my experience with Central Christian College. It's really hard to find out and determine a time when everyone is available to participate in the class live. People have different schedules. There are actually even different time zones. We always work from Florida time, which is Eastern Daylight Time. Eastern Daylight Savings Time is always the time that I work on, because Florida voted, I think last year, to not change our clocks back and forth, and we elected to keep what the nation calls Daylight Savings Time. So let me adjust this a little bit. So anyway, so that's the time I'm always talking about. So right now it's 1:31 in the afternoon. So if your time changes, so a lot of the students at Central Christian College of Kansas are from the Midwest. So there it's probably 12:30 or maybe even 11:30 in some time zones, of course. Anyway, right now it's 1:30, so you'll adjust your time accordingly. So I had hoped to see some of you on here. I do apologize for the quick notice. I just found out I'll be teaching this course actually last week, which I'm so happy that I have this opportunity to work with you in the coming 6 weeks. But this is the time that I have to make sure that I get the class live in at some kind of reasonable hour. Otherwise, it's going to be at like 5 o'clock in the morning, my time, which is, I'm sure, quite impossible for the rest of you, given my schedule, but or maybe very late also. So anyway, but I wanted to go ahead and get this in. Maybe someone will chime in a little while. I won't keep you on here too long, especially if I'm the only one on here. Going forward on when we have our class lives on Sunday, and I'll send that out in the announcements as well. Then hopefully we'll have some more people on. So I'm going to just introduce myself a little bit. I'm going to quickly go through some of the things that you're going to be up against this coming week in terms of human development, and then we'll wrap up soon after that. I will try and remember to give you the secret code, so that if you do watch this recording, you will know to give the secret code in which you can get your extra credit points for watching the Zoom room, or being on here live maybe next week. If you don't understand how the extra credit points work, You don't lose points if you don't tune in. Therefore, which is good in and of itself, but additionally, when you get the extra credit points, they're just on top of, they're a bonus on top of the points that you've already earned. So if you happen to, let's say, go through this first week and you earn full credit on your assignments, there are 2 discussion questions and 2 apply assignments. And it's not easy to get full credit. We don't give it away. If you earn it, you'll get it. But it's rigorous work. But let's just say that you did, then you'd have 100% plus 2 extra points for probably like 100.1% or something like that, which is a nice cushion in case you happen to falter on a future assignment, which I don't anticipate, but it certainly can happen with, let me see something here. Let's see, how's this work? Is that any better? A little better. That can happen in a course that's online, and you have other responsibilities as adult learners with family and job responsibilities, perhaps church responsibilities as well. Okay, so a couple of more housekeeping things before we go ahead. Okay. So, I didn't actually take a close look at the class roster. Some of you may have had me before. I've been with Central Christian College coming up on 3 years. January will make 3 years for me with Central Christian College of Kansas. It's been a fantastic journey for me. I've been very impressed with the operation. I'm not sure if you have friends who are taking online classes or traditional classes at other places, not to knock anybody else, I'm sure they do a fine job too. But you don't have to worry. You're in good hands here, because I've been in education for well over 2 decades, and I've seen traditional courses and I've seen online courses. The curriculum that is set up here for you in this class through Central Christian College is fantastic. I did not set it up. I can take no credit for anything, and it's all credit to God, but I can take no credit specifically for the curriculum that you're going to go through, the questions, the discussion questions, the apply assignments. They were designed by someone else. They're put in here. It's my job to make sure you understand them, my job to give you feedback on them and encourage you to keep you going. But the point I would like to make is this is a real live super duper college course. I mean, it is well laid out. It is well developed. You will have a great experience if you apply yourself to the necessary activities in this course. You will get a really good understanding of human growth and development. My role, as I said, I'm here to help you. I'm here to give you feedback. I'm here to be your professor and your facilitator. I'll answer questions for you by the grace of God if you have them, hopefully. But I do want you to know that I am here. I'm accessible. That's again a big part of my job and part of my mission and ministry, if you will, is to help students. Because when I was a student, there were several people who helped me and encouraged me and guided me. And now I'm able to do that, which is a real blessing. So having said that, this is important. The best way to contact me, if you need me or you have a question, is through the message tab in the course room. There are at least 3 ways to contact me, or maybe 4 you could say. One, and most preferably for you, is in the message tab. The second would be through email. And then you also, on the syllabus, you have my phone number. That's my cell phone number. I keep it with me. So you could call or you could text. Now, if you call or if you text, chances are that I'm not going to get to it for quite some time. For example, if I get a phone call right now, sometimes I will check it when I'm in class live to see if it's perhaps one of you folks trying to get in and having a hard time logging in, but I don't really, I just check for that. And if it's a call, obviously I can't take it now because I'm giving you my full attention. I also teach, and I also do some counseling, and I also do some workshops. I'm blessed to be very busy. So again, if you text me or if you call me, I'm not going to get to that for quite some time. I don't answer it, right away, typically. The concern with email is you have my email address there, but I won't recognize typically your email address. People have different things for their email address. Sometimes the email address is under your spouse's name. Sometimes it's a work email address. And as I scan through the myriad and dozens of emails I get every day, I go through and notice the ones that I've been working with, or maybe some clients that I've been working with. And unfortunately, there's the possibility that a student's email gets kind of pushed down to the bottom. And because I do get so many, that's the other thing. I just get so many. Oftentimes, it just is not really seen, if you will. Although I try, I will say that I try as I go through, and I teach also at another college, and I have another full-time job in my private practice. So I don't want to miss your email. That's my point. So the best way and most efficient way, and I've done this, like I said, almost 3 years. I didn't always do it this way, and I found that students had some challenges. The best way is right here in the message tab, because I will go and I'll check the message tab, go into the course room several times a day, and I check the first thing I do is check the message tab to see if anyone has reached out to me with a question or concern or a comment in the message tab. So reserve that for the important things. Have a question on this assignment, or something happened, or something along those lines. So those I get right back to. I typically, by God's grace, go in first thing in the morning, unless I'm running late or whatever have you. But that's what I try and do. So I do that several times a week, ideally almost every day, and then I do it mid to late morning, at least once, afternoon, evening, and usually right before I shut down everything and say, okay, that's it for me. I'm gonna put my work away. I'm gonna go to bed. Additionally, I go to meetings throughout the day that I have to attend, and if I have some time before the meeting starts, if I'm able to get there a little bit early, I don't like to waste time chit-chatting. I'd like to network, but if I haven't been in the message tab, I will take a moment while I'm waiting for the meeting to begin, and I'll go in there also, and then I'll see if someone has something. So that's your bonus. I don't do that with email, and I don't really even do that with my text messages. And the other downside with text messages is usually the messages I get from students are a little bit longer than really lend itself to effective text messaging. And of course, the response is a little bit longer than lends itself to text messaging. So the best, most efficient, most effective way to reach out with anything you have is through the message tab in this course room. Having said that, another experience that I'll share with you, some of the things you're going to ask me, I'm going to refer you to Student Success, because they are better able to answer your questions. I think you've probably been through an orientation that talks about the wonderful things that Student Success can do. For instance, if you're having technology problems and for some reason you're not able to upload an assignment, I can't help with that. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm not tech savvy. I don't have access also to that part of the course. They don't give me access because they probably think I break it now. If they only knew, I'm not really that tech savvy. So those kinds of questions, they will go to student success. If you're having any other kind of concerns, you can reach out to me. I do have I pray for you in a general sense. If you have something specific, I'll be happy to pray with you for that specific issue. But other than that, What I can help you with is the curriculum, the questions, the apply assignments, the discussion questions, those kinds of things. So that's important. And that actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as our secret code. If you want to get credit for watching this Zoom room, I'm going to tell you specifically the secret code words to use, and it's going to pertain to that. Another important introduction that I want to have for you is this. This is a college level course. I've done this for quite a while with other college students as well. Some of you have a little trouble. I should say, let me frame it this way. When I went back to college as an adult student myself, I had started college and then I got sidetracked by my career, and then I came back. My first run through college was very the assessments were very test heavy. So I learned how to take tests. I learned how to especially like for multiple choice and fill in the blank, how to study for a test. Even the essay questions, you basically for a test you study for essay questions, and then the rest of them come easy. But I learned how to do that. And with essay questions on a test, typically, especially back in those days when I first started, they were looking for the answer. They were looking for necessarily good grammar, or even correct grammar per se. Spelling was forgiven quite a bit. They wanted the answer to the question. They wanted you to be able to pull it up in an essay form rather than a multiple choice or fill in the blank or true false or matching, which they used a lot of as well. In fact, they were heavy on that. When I returned to college, for my second wave, if you will, it was very heavily weighted on writing. And I really, I'd taken honors and AP English in high school. I'd done well in college. But the fact of the matter is, I have to admit this. I had to face this. I really didn't know how to write. Not only was I not a good writer, I didn't know how to write. Writing is planning, drafting, correcting, editing, rewriting, on and on and on and on and on. Now, obviously, you don't have time for that with these assignments, but it's not just running through your first draft and submitting it. That typically is not going to work. You need to have an outline or some kind of a plan, if you will. Outlines work well. Unfortunately, most people aren't taught how to make an outline, and there's a skill to that. But that's what you need. So having said that, two things. Please go into the in the course room where, in fact, let me show you. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you where to go to learn a little bit more about the APA format. Let's see. Okay, so let me go back. And then let me go. Well, let's see, where is this at now? Okay, let's see. I was just there. Well, let me go here. I'll just fish around for a minute. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Weekly schedule required. Text materials, course objectives. Okay, I'm going to go back. I don't think that might be it. Let me see this. This is the student success. This has all the information for your student success team. So it's right there where you saw it. So don't hesitate. You're paying for this. So take advantage of it. And, oh, here we go. At the top here, you can see resources. Okay, so here is a tremendous amount of resources. That's what I was looking for about APA formatting, style, tips, all kinds of things like that, punctuation, an APA tutorial. So don't hesitate to go there. That's actually very important. I showed you student success. Here's your syllabus. Take a look at that as well. It's got your weekly schedule, your graded assignments, the course objectives are here, all those things. So, but I do want you to take a look at the. One second. One second, going out of there. Okay, here. Actually, the APA and the other things. Having said that, why the light's so bad? There's also tutor.com, and that is another resource that you're paying for. And you can actually get your paper together, write it the best way that you can, or close to it, and you're maybe having some questions or concerns. You can actually submit it, send it to tutor.com. Pardon me. They will go through your paper. They will give you feedback on your paper with specific things that need to be addressed. I've had some students use that, and when I get those papers, it is a breeze to grade them, and I like that, of course. But more importantly, the student gets good feedback, and they learn to write that way as well, because they are actually tutors, and you'll actually see what they're doing and why they're doing it. So I don't want to leave that unsaid, but that's important because some of you are very good writers. Some just haven't done it. It's not a knock on your character, and actually I don't even know you guys personally, but like I said, I had to learn over. When I went back for my second wave of college, I had to take courses in writing because those folks were not playing around when I went back, and then when I got to grad school, even more so. But it was worth it. It was worth it to actually learn how to write the way that is accepted in professional circles and academic circles, because without that, it's really a detriment. Okay, so take advantage of those resources, because that is free to you. That they love to hear from you. All of those things, and I will appreciate it, because in all honesty, I am obligated to evaluate your papers and give you feedback, and I want you to do well. So I want you to follow that APA style and formatting. So I won't feel like I'm preaching now, and that's nothing to preach about that right there. So anyway, I'm here for you. You are all in my prayers. Let's just quickly want to talk about where we're going to begin with this. And we're actually, this course actually starts with conception, actually even prior to conception. So, and one of the great things about this course, the way it's designed, that I've not seen any other college do, is they are going to, part of your assignment, starting with week 1, you are going to start talking about the theory of development, which is the medical, it's not theory, it's just how it works, of planning for pregnancy, conception, and going through the 9 months until you're born, how the embryo and then the fetus develops, what's going on with the mom, how that's impacting the baby within, if you will, fetus, and the length of the pregnancy, and then what happens right afterwards. So most human development courses go through that. No one I've ever seen has the students go back and talk about their specific development. Now, obviously, you have no firsthand memory of this. So you're going to have to interview family members. You're going to have to make some guesses, conjectures, if you will, based on what you know compared to what the theory and medical research says. Sometimes students know because they're still close with their parents, and their parents have maybe had a diary or even know and have good memories of what was happening around that time. Sometimes I've had students who are adopted or whose parents unfortunately are deceased, no longer around, or they just simply don't have good memories, accurate memories, or just don't remember, whatever have you. So don't worry about any of that part of it. You can't help that, neither can I. But go back and do the best you can, and you're going to see it in your week 1 apply. One of the I think it's apply 2. It's either apply 1 or apply 2. But you're going to actually integrate the theory with your actual development, and you're going to do that throughout your entire lifespan, and even up into death. Obviously, you're not, neither will you know exactly what death will be like for you, but you will know what it's been like for loved ones, family members, and also, again, what the theories say. We're going to talk about cognitive development. We're going to talk about moral development, physical development, all those kinds of things. And each week you're going to get to reflect on how that impacted you. As you get a little older, you will have memories of what life was like and how you developed cognitively and emotionally and morally. You will get a chance to tell us about how you did in school, how you did with your social relationships, any trouble that you had. Were you active in sports or dancing or music in some fashion, and how that impacted you overall? It's really, really a very, very enlightening activity. You're going to do this every week. Every week you're going to get different stages to write about. So, and then in the very end, of course, in week 6, we talk about late life, elderly, and even dying, and how to prepare for that, if you can even prepare for that. You'll get a chance in the discussion questions, at least, of course, to post your experiences, your thoughts, your ideas, as well as, which will be read by your classmates, but also you will have a chance to read the reflection of others. And it's very, very enlightening to do that. So, and again, we're going to start here with, even going to conception, one of the things we're going to talk about is heredity. And you'll get a chance to look at your family history, perhaps, if it's available, and see, did you inherit, blue eyes, or did you inherit perhaps diabetes, or did you, was that something? All of those things, which we know more and more about now. When this course was written, Ancestry.com and 23andMe were not nearly as prevalent, but people can go in now and do those kinds of things for about $100 and find out a lot about their ancestry and things such as that. And you can go even look on Ancestry.com and see a lot about your family if it's there, for free. And with a paid subscription, I think, I don't have a paid subscription, but with a paid subscription, you can find out more and more about that. So this really is a fascinating course. It probably is the most, or at least one of the most courses that you're able to apply to your specific life circumstance, individually as well as with your family and social network. So I always like to see people integrate theory and application. And if you've had me as a professor before, you've heard me probably preach about that almost. That's part of the key of being an adult learner as well as a young learner. So that's very important. But this course here, really, I mean, everyone has been born that's in this course, and everyone has gone through development. Some maybe more challenging than others, but that's okay. You are where you are, and you'll be able to see that perhaps if you have children, you can start to see some of these things there, and it's typically kind of enlightening, or your parents or your siblings. So with that, so specifically, I'm going to say the words you must use in order to get credit for watching this recording is the words are, I won't make it specific, but the best way to contact Dr. Nicholas the best way to contact the professor is through the message tab. I'm going to do that again. If we have questions, the best way to ask Dr. Nicholas is through the message tab. So something like that. Anyway, we'll go with that. And I'm going to let you out of here. I think I've given you a little bit of a foundation. I'm here for you. The other thing I'll say is always check the announcements tab. I recommend you check it every day, even if you're not going to go into the course. I know some days you don't go into the course. You only have to check in, I think, 5 days a week or something like that. But every time you go into the course, check the announcements tab, because that's where I put important announcements. So if you're going to go into work and you're checking in, check the announcements tab. Also, if it's a day that, I'm not going to go in today, I don't have time, let me take 2 minutes just to go into the announcements tab. So if there's anything important there, I will not miss it. I will always put the schedule for the Zoom room in the announcement tab, not the schedule, as well as the link that will get you into the Zoom room. So look for that this coming week. We are going to meet next Sunday. Again, that'll give us a chance to be a day ahead and for the coming week. And I know some of you, that's the days that you work on your assignments because it's a day off typically from work. So if you are busy getting that assignment, that might be more important, but that way the recording will be there so you can watch it later Sunday evening, Monday or Tuesday, so that you kind of know what's coming up for the week, if there's anything to watch out for, as well as gives you ample time to watch it, send me the message in the message tab with the secret code, and I will award you points. So with that, I just want to say a quick prayer. Father, thank you so much for this opportunity. I ask your blessing that I will be able to do what you want me to do here. I also ask a special blessing on each of my students, that you will guide their steps and bring them closer and closer to your purpose for their life, as well as myself. I pray for the families of these students. There's change when this happens, Father. You know very well. And we pray that they will see the wisdom in supporting the students, and that you will help them manage the things they need to manage in the family. I pray also for my family as well, and that you will bless them as you have mightily in my life. I pray you will continue to do that, and I'm grateful for all that you've done. I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, folks. We will see you soon.